This conference will now be recorded.
The services and process and migration parts we covered. And now what we need to do is basically we need to take one example of this, and there we will try to understand the whole scenario. What I need to do is basically I will share with you the complete workflow. So before proceeding the workflow, what we need to understand the migration calculation. Also we have something called calculation, which can be done through some calculator. And this is very important point, because whenever we want to go with the migration, so we need to take care about the costing, and costing and all this is based on migration calculator. So we have something called calculators, which will estimate your costing, and it will give you complete detail not only for migration but for all services. On whatever services we have, we can get that all services and we can implement it. In this, what we have basically, we have a few sections called products. We have here costing can be estimation of costing. Estimate of costing is based on products we have, and we have another thing called scenario. They will give you scenarios, and based on that you can understand the set of services what you require, and then based on this example the whole architecture they will show you, and in that architecture you will decide what type of services you require and how it will work smoothly. And after that we have something what you configured it, the saved estimations we have, estimates we have here. So whatever you selected, this will show you. So this is just an example here we have. And we have something called selection of products. So selection of products we have. First you need to select it. If you want to check the scenarios, you can check the scenarios with the examples, multiple examples based on the categories, which type of area you are interested in. So there are few categories. They decided generalized categories. One is called big data analytics. Big data analytics. With the help of this, you can get the complete workflow, and you can select the services whatever you want, and you can estimate your cost. There is one another thing called CI/CD pipeline. If you want to create a CI/CD pipeline for Azure Web, so you can use this concept CI/CD, and then here you can work on CI/CD. And we have another CI/CD also nowadays in market called container one, and we have something called modern data warehouse. So these all things we have here, this type of samples we have. Based on that, we can select anyone and we can understand how it is working. Basically, if you click on suppose any one sample scenario, it will calculate all things whatever we have here. So suppose if you selected big data analytics. So based on that, suppose five services we have, five products we have here, five products we have. So it will add this all products to your saved estimate basically here. It will add here. Five products will be added here, and it will show you the cost. And the cost, whatever we have here, it will go as a based on your product what you are selecting. So it will be like what I can say. It will be monthly basis, daily basis, or hourly basis, whatever you select. So there are a few parameters for these all services. One is called hourly basis, one is daily basis, and another is monthly basis. So whatever you selected, based on that, you will get the charges. So if you selected hourly basis, so based on hours, how much it will take, it will display you monthly and daily based on that. Okay. So the things we have here, and also we have one thing called option discount. In that, what we can do is basically you can select the scheme called say as you go model. You just pay it and you use it and you work on it basically. But if you go with this model, there is something called suppose 100 rupees if you are it is taking. So here And there is one another model called one reserve plan. We have something called reserve plan. In the reserve plan, we can go with even 1 year reserve plan or 3 year reserve plan based on the service we have. And remember, here we can go with up to 37% of saving. We can reduce it. We can save it. And here we can go more than 65 up to 65% more saving. We can do it here if you are going with the reserve plan. The benefit of reserve plan is what? Reserve plan will help you. Reserve plan help you to process this data, and it will advance amount you need to pay for your organization. They will pay for this, and the benefit is what you just need to pay the amount for 1 year advance. So the benefit is you will get 30%, 37.5% discount here basically. This is one thing we have here. Now we will try to do this all things practically. Means, calculation will do it basically. So before proceeding, what we required, let me share with you the whole scenario for our side is what we want to create on one virtual machine. On virtual machines we want to create, but suppose we want to create one database server. In that database server, what we'll do it basically, we'll create one master and another slave. Like two types of data virtual machines we required here. So master is especially focused on the active, you can say it's active mode. Master server, active server, and it is standby. And both will be handled through elastic load balancer. The load balancer, you can say load balancer. And both can be handled with the help of load balancer. At the end, you will get one endpoint, and that endpoint you will use it. Here you will get one endpoint. Whenever this will create a problem. Suppose active server will create a problem, so it will directly move to the standby database server. So like this, if we want to do this, what uh, we require virtual machines, right? We require two virtual machines, virtual machine one, virtual machine two, and load balancer will go as a cost inside only. So you don't need to worry about this load balancer. You just need to go with the compute section and select the virtual machine. And even you need to select one another thing here called virtual machine skill set. So if you select virtual machine skill set, you can directly enhance the based on your mm, load balancer or workflow. Okay, so you just select the scalability pattern, and here what we have based on the hour basis, this skill set is basically focused on the how to increase the workload and how to manage these things automatically. So the benefit is what you can create automatically virtual machine free here with the help of skill set. So suppose if you require this thing, there is one this is one approach. Means you can say managed database server, Azure database server. This is one we have, and another thing called auto managed server. Auto managed server, Azure database server, what we have here basically, we can focus on the how we will manage automatically our database server with the help of some services. In Azure, they will provide some services which will help us to get the idea about the database. So this type of database is called auto managed automatically. They will manage. You no need to worry about the virtual machine and infrastructure and all. It can go as a database, normal SQL or no SQL, both is possible here. Like MySQL or SQL Server or MariaDB, PostgreSQL, and image, and many more, like ready browsers possible knowledge. So this type of databases we have, and you can use anyone in service, and you can process like that. So these two scenarios we have. This scenario, when we require, whenever you are creating the complete architecture, that time we will use this scenario. Scenario one, A, service. And scenario B, when we require, we are only focusing on the database. We are not focusing on other things. So that time we will use this one. And remember, anyone, whatever you are selecting, whatever you are selecting, they have some steps. If you are understanding, this one is very important for us. Suppose this one. So what happens here? You will take the data from on-prem, right? You will take the data from on-prem and you will store into this one is you will store into virtual machine, Azure virtual machines you can store it. Yes, Azure VMs, which is containing your SQL server. Here your SQL server come into the picture. Now the problem is what? Whenever you are doing this, you should have. I told you should have your virtual net. Virtual net you should have. In that we will add this also. You should add in this area. Then only it will possible. And remember, if you are selecting the service like data migration service, database migration service (DMS), so what happens here basically, DMS will focus on how to transfer the data, and internally DMS is also called auto-managed service. Internally it uses storage. Storage it will use it internally, like the log storage we have. So it will use the storage, and also it will use subnet, which is nothing but your virtual net. These two things it will use, and the workflow how it will go, it will basically first time it will basically provide existing backups in your network to share, one thing, and after that second step is what provide existing backups in network share. This is one step. Second step is what, whatever you have DMS service, they will upload backup files to Azure storage. As I told you, it will use this Azure storage, below storage. There it will store the backup file. And DMS basically internally it will initiate the migration to your database SQL, Azure database, Azure VM based database SQL. Okay, this thing will happen, and after that, last step is what? Full backup, whatever you have, full backup, and so and transaction log, whatever we have, transaction log backups, these two things. First is database backups and transaction logs backups, uh, backups continuously applied to your server, applied to this thing we have here. So these four steps they are following, and with the help of these four steps, they are doing this data. Now let me tell you a scenario. One we have on premises. In on premises also we not directly give database. In that what we have suppose SQL server, and that SQL server is 2017 suppose 18, 17 whatever. So this time what happened? All database files, backup files will be transferred to your different database network. And here you will use something called network share concept, network share concept, or something called VPN, or something another concept we'll use here to transfer your data. Remember here we need to enable one feature called TCP sharing based concept. I'll show you practically. So you need to enable this operator in the network section. It is available in network section. So this will help you to transfer your SQL database server file. So this is one thing we have, and this is on-premises side you can say. And after that, what we can do it basically, we need to move to the cloud wherever you want to join. And here you will give some credential also. So you will get endpoint here. You will get credentials, and you can able to access with the help of this credential and endpoint. One thing. And after that, what happened here in the cloud computing, Azure cloud, what happened basically, it will directly go to your subnet. It will go to subnet, and from subnet, it will store into below storage. And from below storage, it will go to your virtual machine. Based on the subnet and virtual machine, it will go there. And from there, you have your own SQL server, and here it will retrieve it. So you will connect and you can retrieve the data. Now, in this case, what we have is we can do it basically, we will understand the complete workflow. With this workflow, we will do it migration. And for that, what we require, we need to have a server in virtual machine side and another this in your this side. So you can, for practical purpose, or sometime we what we want basically, we want to go with the Azure cloud to Azure cloud. This migration is also come here basically, Azure cloud to Azure cloud. That means you are working with someone company, suppose a General Electric, and they have another company called Suez. So you want this company acquire their database. Suppose they acquire it. So what you want to fetch the database from G and Suez. You need to go to Suez, and then you need to push it. So this can be done with the help of DMS also, and same concept will implemented here. Might be here different subscription may be different here. Here you can use different subscription, suppose subscription 1, and here it might be you use different subscription 2, and here you're using some network vnet 1, and here you are using different network. So you need to join with the help of pairing. This concept called pairing will help you to join together. This is one thing we have here. Now, based on this, what you can do is basically you can migrate the database. So here my concern is what we cannot always go with the on-premises, because nobody nowadays, more people, they are focusing on the already cloud. They already have a database in a cloud, and they want to move to again another cloud, like Azure to Azure or AWS to Azure, like that they want. So in between that, what we have, suppose if I'm taking another example of for this, basically MySQL. So if you have MySQL and you want to convert to your database SQL server, migrate it. If you want to migrate it like that, so you require a few things. Remember what we require basically. We can say you require the concept called another concept will come into the picture here. What it will require, you require a software called SSMS. Here you require SSMA part for conversion. This thing you require an SSMA basically, and that SSMA focus on how we will communicate the database, and this will require some softwares also, predefined softwares which is available on internet. Also, I'll share with you that softwares also. Right? So this one we should have a thing called connectors and all things. So here MySQL database, whatever you have server, suppose in that server you require one thing called MySQL to MySQL instance. We have here, we have something called MySQL driver. We have MySQL connector. These three things we require. So driver will help us to work with these things basically, and this both combination will come with the for ODBC. With the help of MySQL ODBC, you can combine this together and you can join with any database with the help of MySQL. So what you required here, you can convert to any database. Here you can go with the SQL Server, or you can go with the concept called Azure one, Azure SQL Server database, or you can go with your own SQL Server. You can do like this also. So if you are focusing on the installation of the server, what you can do it here basically, you can just
One question.
install this. Uh-huh.
Okay, when you're migrating the data database from SQL Server, on-prem SQL Server to cloud Azure SQL Server, will the underlying data be automatically changed into blob storage or Azure Gen 2 storage, or is it something you have to define as part of the migration process? The
It will
underlying
do.
storage.
It will do internally this all things. If you want to change it, then you can go with the steps also. But this is not a part of that. If you want to change it, you can change it also, no problem. But main thing is what it will go internally. I'm showing you an internal workflow. You can use your own script and you can do migration also. But here, the main thing is what it will internally uses this wheel of storage. Why they are storing? Because migration is very
But you don't
tedious.
want to have blob storage all the way, right? You want to change it to Gen 2 storage, right?
Means I'm not getting.
When you do the migration, for example, MySQL to SQL Server on Azure, right? The database storage type will be changed from whatever the internal structure here on-prem to blob storage, and then again the data will be changed from blob storage to Gen 2 when you go to Azure SQL Server.
Yes, that one will be automatically done there. It will automatically change based on the whatever the recommended method we have. But what I'm trying to tell you here, you can, if you are interested to do these things, you can go with the something called three sections we have here called config and servers and script commands. Here in this script commands, you can change the things whatever you like. So config servers and script commands. In script commands, you can change whatever you like to go with this basically. And this all communication can be done through XML file only. So all configurations will be done through XML here in this case, and you just need to configure it. And the servers you need to give in target server and source server. And here script commands you need to decide whatever you want. So the script sections will help you to do this also. And even script section also uses XML in this format. So this is called migration workflow. Workflow will help you to do these things. And in this case, you need to create a complete project, and you need to define SSMA script. You can say SSMA script. This is one script we have, fine. And there you can specify all details. Like this is my project. I want to do these things, and these are other steps we have here. Like create new project. So you will do here project and some details, and you can close it. Detail give you can give the details, and you can give something called connect. In the connect, you define the source details and how it is coming and all things. And at the end, what you will do is basically you will run this command and you will get this directly output format. So through console is also possible. Okay. So there you can configure whatever you want. But in user interface, it is not possible to configure. Why? Because user interface, whatever they have features, they will give you that features only. So it is up to you. Whatever you want to use, you can try it. Okay.
Mujahid, what type of script is it? Is it
XML?
Is it XML format?
Yes, yes, XML. All things go with the help of XML, because all system understand the XML easily. So that's why they given me XML format. And so like Autosys, do you know someone know Autosys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have our guru here, Atas's guru,
Oh, who is it?
Revati.
No,
And
she's just
Any-
kidding.
go ahead.
So basically, like these systems, they are understanding only XML easily because these are legacy systems and they are using the XML and they are understanding easily and scheduling jobs and all things they will do it. So they will do all configuration script part manually, and after that they will put something in the software, and they will this software will take care about the scheduling and running and managing this type of task that I'm trying to tell you. So the main thing is what here you just need to you can break this all thing into these three sections: config, servers, and script commands. And in script command also you need to define all things in a XML format, and this whole thing, a bunch of this will become your SSMA. In SSMA you can configure it, and you can just click, within a click you can directly execute it one particular time. So if your server or your traffic is, you want to migrate to suppose SQL server, but problem with the SQL server is what, your traffic is very high and your workflow is very high. So what you can do it basically, you need to do all things in a configuration format: config and server and script command. Here you will do it, and after that you directly move it to the some scheduling software, schedule based software, and based on that it will directly goes to 2 p.m. IST or 2 a.m., and that time, midnight, it will directly start your work and it will migrate your data without any disturbance. Like that you can do it here. So this is completely manual, completely customizable here, but this is not possible in user interface. User interface will allow you to go with the automatically selections and only some steps it will do it, and there you can do within a click it will work basically. This is one thing we have, and if we want to do suppose if we have already this concept like MySQL to SQL Server, we want to do it. So as I told you, we require MySQL instance, we require ODBC drivers and connectors here. Then only it is possible to do this. How we will do? How we will try this thing? Basically, we can install one software. There is one thing called client, and that client will help us to do this basically. How? There are some steps we can follow it. So first of all, what you need to do it basically here, you need to connect to your database. Connect to MySQL database. One thing, first step, step number one. After that, after connecting, you connect to an instance of SQL Server or whatever you have, Azure SQL Server. So you again need to connect to uh, Azure or normal SQL Server, anyone, whatever you have, and then you can convert your objects. Convert as MySQL objects, basically MySQL database objects, whatever you have, either stored pictures or whatever you have, to your database SQL Server. So in this case, it will go with the concept called metadata. Here we have something called metadata. It will check the metadata like schema and other information, and based on that, it will check the data types especially, and then it will migrate to that end database. So here you need to take care, and then after that, if it is working fine, means here you will do only one thing called mapping. You are trying to map it. Mapping you can do it here, and after that, whatever you prepare the objects. So in this case, you will do load objects to your target server, target database. So in this case, it might be SQL Server or Azure one, Azure SQL Server. Anyone we can do it. So after that, what we'll do it basically, we will schedule this task. So loading this database will understand the capacities and all workflow, and then we will schedule our migration process. This all things we will do it here basically. And for this, what we required, if you want to do some simple migration with the MySQL to SQL Server, so you require some obviously SQL Server you require. So that means you require Windows operating system. You can select 2008 or higher, whatever you have later one. Later version you require one thing. And remember, this process reuses connectors and ODBC. So this ODBC and connectors made with the help of Microsoft .NET. So you should have one framework called Microsoft.NET framework. You require this framework basically, and you can use anyone 4.0 or more than that, or later, or later. So you can use it. After that, what we require basically, you require one special software called Windows Installer 3.1. This all things you require. After installing this all, then you start working on the ODBC driver. So obviously you require MySQL ODBC driver. ODBC driver we can use nowadays 5.1 driver we can use it, and then we require connectivity and we will test this all things. And obviously you should have permission also in security perspectives. In security. So in security perspectives, what we require basically in database, you should have full permission. Um, eh, Otherwise, you will get an error. Both sides, source and destination target one. These two things we require permissions in database source to target, and we need to have a permissions in your system also, because you are changing the system related permission also. So here you require permissions in system, like operating system, OS, whatever you have, you will use this. And our recommendation for migration is at least minimum 4 GB RAM. We can require at least 4 GB RAM, and then we can do this thing. So first of all, this all concept can be driven with the help of software called SSMA. SSMA, that means SQL Server Management Migration Assistant. You need to install this software, and after installing the software, it will do automatically this all steps one by one. So there are few also documentation we have here. I will share with you. So we just use this software. Meanwhile, tomorrow, in case whenever we start working on it, you just need to follow the documentation I will share with you. So you should install that software and take one MySQL server, and we'll do all step by step process. There are one thing we have, one another advanced concept we have called synchronization is also possible here. So what the synchronization means what here? Basically, you can synchronize your both the databases. It will automatically manage it here, and the benefit is what? You don't need to worry about it. It is completely automated concept here. So loading converted database object, we can do it with the SQL server also here. So you just need to select the options and the database, whatever you want to synchronize, and then a script. Based on that script, you just allow them to go with the synchronization option. Then only it is possible to do. So this steps we have. We'll do one thing. Did you create any server? Anyone create server here?
I don't have server. I installed SQL Server. I installed SQL Express 2012, I think.
Okay, Management Studio or only instance?
Yeah, Management Studio.
So one thing you check, sir.
Yeah, I don't install SSIS, SSRS. I think because it's a Express, right? So it comes only with the database.
Yes. So you can take meanwhile one command called SQL CMD. There is one command called SQL CMD. And
in the command.
Can you share me your screen? I'll show you.
Yeah.
Hope one can see his screen, right?
Yeah. What is the command?
SQL CMD. Yes, it is working. That means we can do with these commands also. This command utility we require. We can use slash question mark. Obviously, it will give you error because we not specify complete details. So you can write SQL CMD space slash forward slash question mark forward slash right hand side. No, this is backward. We require forward slash question mark. So
Okay, it will give the details how to connect.
So from here we specify the details and we can connect it. Okay. So we'll do one thing. Yeah, you uploaded adventure work database. This is very good. So, but it is very heavy. And but what I will do it, we can go with the small sample tables only. Will not do all things. It will take more time and also costing effect to our database also. So we'll take. Then we will try to transfer to here. Can you right click on adventure work database? Right click on database. Task. Here we have, yes, this deploy database to Azure. We have this option. Can you click on it? Here you can migrate.
So here only because it's SQL Server you see that option, right, to SQL Azure. But if it's a non-SQL, like if it's an Oracle, you would see the same option.
No, you will not get the same option. You need to go with the client. Like I told you, MySQL is.
You have to use EMEA, right?
Yeah, I'll show you the.
Okay.
So you should have this tool, and then can you go with this steps? The complete detail you need to specify here. Then you can see there is one downside, one button we have. Browse. No, can you connect it? Will you see what happens? This one you need to give. No, you cannot connect to same database. Here you need to give your server database, target database.
Oh, Azure database. Okay.
Azure database. I will show you how to create it, and then we will connect here, and then you need to give the database name. So this new database name is basically target database name. Getting my point?
Yeah.
And here temporary file name is basically what I told you, like storage Azure blob they are using. So if you are going with the on-premises to Azure database, so they are also using some files here in temp folder. So make sure after processing this, you should delete this file, backpack. Do you see the extension backpack?
Backpack. Yeah.
So, this one it will automatically create, and after work finish, it will delete this file. Okay, we'll do one thing tomorrow. From the beginning, we'll do this all stuff. Okay, so try to reduce the table size because it is very big one. It is good for practice, but we cannot do it all things together.
I'll delete all the tables. I will keep it for only 2 or 3 tables.
Yes. So it will not cost us more. That is main intention, and we'll get the idea also. And also try to install MySQL Server and Workbench if possible. Workbench is not necessary, but it is good. Like what we have. Hope you know about this Workbench and MySQL.
Yeah. I know Workbench. I used to use. I use every day that.
No, I don't have idea, but that's why I'm asking. Maybe this is basic question for you, but I don't know anything, no. So that's why. No problem. We'll do one thing. We'll try to go with the server, and then tomorrow we'll try to create this all things from step by step. Okay.
One question. I'm still struggling to understand this here in a bigger picture, Mujahid. So when you when you migrate over the data into Azure SQL Server, would it end up on Azure Data Lake, or is it something different, like Azure Data Lake storage, or is it different that it will be just a SQL Server on the lake?
No, it's like SQL Server on the lake basically. If you are interested with Data Lake also, I can add it because this is very interesting topic. and this is just we
Can you
are
tell
doing
me like
migration.
at a high level, like how does this connect? Like if I have another database on Azure Lake, Azure Data Lake, and I want to connect to, when you say you did a migration over, it's just a database to database copy from on-prem to SQL Server onto cloud, right? That is it.
Uh-huh.
It has
Yes,
nothing to do with, it has, when you say when migration is done, it has nothing to do with Azure Data Lake, and it has nothing to do with Databricks. Am I right in saying that?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so when will this data, again, you will move this Azure SQL Server into Azure Data Lake and you move it into Azure Databricks to be able to use the Azure Data Lake pipelines and activities?
Yeah. After migration, what happened? Your database is available in your Azure,
Okay.
and that you whenever you integrate all services together, that time we will use the data lake concept. Getting my point?
Mhm.
So
So at that time
migration
you
is
would connect to, at that time you connect to your migrated Azure SQL Server like you would connect to any other database in a regular scenario, right?
you can fetch the data. Data lake is a concept. I think hope you know. I given one diagram ECM EC2 ECM square one diagram I given data how it is migrating data in one session. I hope you remember I given one diagram complete
Honestly, I've
workflow.
forgotten it. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
check
okay.
it. Yeah.
Give me 1 second because in that you will get complete idea. There is one diagram I will share with you.
Mm-hmm.
EMC to big data story something we have.
Yeah. I'm not understanding from a holistic point of view. I just want to see.
Give me 1 second. Here, if you see this diagram now, there you will understand what is data lake and how people they are moving from normal data warehouse, traditional data warehouse to our big data concept nowadays.
No, we are already on the big data, right? Now we are doing a migration project. For example, we already have an on-prem data lake and we are moving to Azure Data Lake because we want to use Azure Databricks.
Mm-hmm. So that time you can do directly without migrations also means there and the migration is the one basically a part of that basically. If you are already there, so you no need to worry about it. You just need to use migration as a part.
Hmm.
Might be you have on-premises database, and from this on-premises database here, if you are migrating, it is you can do with the help of data lake concept also.
Okay. And I don't think so. You understand. Maybe I'm not explaining it properly. That
We'll
you
do
have
one
data
thing.
in Azure SQL Server, you have Azure Data Lake, and you have Azure Databricks. How do these all connect? Maybe can you tell us in a
Azure database
mm,
to uh-huh.
Azure Data Lake, and how does it uses the data line activities, data line pipeline, data lake pipelines, data lake activities, and how does it connect back to Azure Databricks?
Uh-huh. We'll do one thing. For this,
Mm,
you require to have a data lake concept in detail. Then only it is possible how we will
okay.
move to data to there. Whenever we finish this concept, then we will try to merge together this database
Okay.
concept and data lake concept together. That time I will share with you this question's answer. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And mm, one second, I also want to ask this question. I was hoping you would tell us today, but maybe I should stop all these questions until we reach on to the topic of Azure Data Lake, right? And Databricks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So how is Azure Data Warehouse works? Where does Azure Data Warehouse come into the picture? ADW. How does that come into the picture here?
I will explain you this point. Don't worry. Give me some time because we are trying to understand different components now.
Okay.
One component like migration and other component like virtualization and all things. And after that, we will, whenever we finish our component, then we will try to integrate this all things. Integration will give you complete idea your question clarification will come at the time of integration. So completing only products or services, whatever we have in the cloud, is not give you complete idea. Integration we require. So we'll do one thing. Whatever you have concern like data lake or data warehouse, also data warehouse. So we'll do one thing. We'll try to create all complete scenario. So it would be good for us. Give me some time. I will definitely
Okay.
move to this position. So where I can give you complete answer on this. Because if I discuss with you again, you are asking another question to me. What is this one? So best
Mhm.
option is we'll try to finish the components, basic components. Then we'll
Mhm.
move to the integration part.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
only you get more benefits.
Yeah,
Here you
I'm
will
trying to
feel
understand how this will fit into data lake. That's what. Okay, fine. Sure.
so. We'll do one thing. Tomorrow you just install MySQL Server, and you already have all software. Hope you have already this software also. You can check in program files like run, and in run you will write as this.cpl, and there you will find out other Windows other features and programs. If you found this installer, then okay, you can proceed. Otherwise, you need to install the software. It's not very big. Only MySQL you try to install it and keep ready. So tomorrow we'll try to migrate this different database, and also we'll try to migrate our normal database. So SQL Server to SQL Server we will do it tomorrow, and also we'll do MySQL Server to SQL Server. This migration we will do it tomorrow. SQL
Okay.
Server. Okay.
Okay.
So this thing we'll do it basically tomorrow. After that, completing after this complete picture, then we can move to the data lake and other stuff also. Okay, make sense?
Yeah. Can you also cover common challenges you might have faced in the real-time project during the migration?
Yeah, definitely. So
Okay.
whatever your question, and I really like this, but the problem is what these questions is going out of our topic. But I'm very interested to complete this. But let me finish my
No,
things.
I'm
Whatever.
talking about migration. I understand what you're telling me about data lake. I'm talking about migration. When you can you also cover any real-time scenarios wherein you have faced challenges?
Yeah. That's why I selected a different database. MySQL is totally different. That's why I selected this, and I'll show you how what are the challenges we will face here, and how we will try to solve this type of challenges. We'll see here.
Yeah.
And
Something like critical data elements, CDs, and your PII attributes. How did you tokenize the data as the data is leaving from on-prem to the cloud? How did you tokenize that? Those are the important topics that we would like to cover. I'm just giving you a heads up so that we will be having that discussion tomorrow.
definitely do one thing. Message me whatever you are interested in. So I'll definitely add that point because
Okay.
it will be very good for me also.
Mm.
Definitely I'll add it and I'll try to explain that point. It should be good
Okay.
for you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.